title, but of course, first things first, he's got to win this match. So that's the current situation, and we'll go back to Ronnie and Sean once again.
Well, Ronnie broke off, and look at this opening red from Sean Murphy. Absolutely superb, and perfect position on the black. So no long tactical exchange at the start of this frame. Sean Murphy with a good chance here to score.
9. $16.
Well, doesn't look as though he can get through to that red to me. And if he can't, that's end of break. Shows you it's all about fractions. He seemed to get the cannon just as he wanted.
Sean Murphy, 16.
But just probably played it a little bit too hard.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. One of those ones where you just want to be nice and just soft, just nudge it out the way, but unfortunately, too much in the cue ball there.
Just behind the yellow. It's a towing safety now.
Yes, and at first look, this is trouble. Blue's blocking the red on the right-hand side. Yellow obviously blocking everything on the left. Can't see the pack. You can see the blue covering it. And difficult to roll into the back of the pack anywhere. Where the brown is, and the centre pocket looks in the way for the right-hand side by the pink, so you got problems here.
Well, the only thing I could think of is that it's going to be a perfect line and perfect length. But at least if he rested on that red, you'd think it'd be reasonably safe. Well, it looks like he's thought of something else. Is this the two-cushion escape with pace? No, he thinks if he nestles up to this red, he won't be leaving anything. Oh, looks as though he may do. Interesting choice of shot.
One.
And the wrong choice of shot. Because I don't think Sean could have checked that properly, because Ronnie was in there straight away. May have played with a little bit of side, John, but even so, it was a chance, wasn't it?
Yes, and the speed he played it, it was as though he played to hit that red.
8.
So that was a strange choice of shot.
9.
So let's see if Ronnie's got his scoring boots on with this opportunity.
$16. 17. $24.
After this red, there's still 3 reds nicely in the open.
25.
No need for the time being to think about cannoning into that cluster of 6 below the pink. That's just about
32.
perfect.
$33.
Yes, purposely left this low. So he pots this red,
40.
screws into the pack and out, and should promote a few more reds into play. And that's the only problem with the shot.
41.
Judging where the cue ball finishes, because this is a tough one. Takes the black on.
Yes, good cueing required here. No margin for error. Oh, superb. Superb pot. And that's what it was. He knew it'd be on the red.
48.
It was such a tough pot, and he also had the thought in his mind if he missed it, he could be handing the frame to his opponent. Well played.
$49.
And played that beautifully. After you pulled out a good pot like that he did on the black, you know, the next one, you might just give it a little less concentration, but not in this case.
You watch Ronnie when he plays off a cushion,
54.
he really does hit the ball superbly well. He always has plenty of cue, not frightened of taking the cue back and making sure
55.
he follows through. And the two shots, one after the other, were both supremely hit.
Well,
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 55.
well, we're just eulogising about the pots he's made, and then he misses just off straight black off the spot. Amazing. That is amazing, and that can be a shock to the system to miss one of those. He'd done all the hard work, the frame at his mercy. What a chance now for Shaun Murphy to really punish Ronnie.
One.
Yeah, just wondering whether the pink is going to spot after he knocks this in. Cue ball jumped in the air there as well, so not surprised to see that getting cleaned. Just interested to see where the pink goes here. Well, there's enough room for it to be respotted.
Seven.
Yes, there's plenty, and it's not stopping the red from going in, so
8.
it's a chance. A little tricky, those two reds that are stuck together. They'll go in the centre pocket, and just needs a little stun across. Well, they were tricky enough for him to play a cannon. Might just be on the back one.
Yeah, I'm down that
14.
line, Johnny. He is just about on it, but it could have gone wrong, as any cannon can. So, just got to... I mean, it's an automatic. If he pots it to be on pink or blue, you would have thought.
Big shot, this, in the context of the match. It's a little trickier than he thought he was going to have a couple of shots ago.
Played it nicely and has landed.
15.
Well, I was going to say inch perfect on the blue. If he could just roll the blue in and drop behind these two reds, fine. Obviously thinks he can. Well, no, he's played it off the top cushion. And he's played it perfectly. Good shot. This would be a blow for Ronnie, this.
20.
He looked all over as though he'd won this frame. He got the balls open, potted some terrific balls, and then
21.
out of the blue, Mr. Black off the spot.
Yes, there looks like a steely determination on Shaun Murphy's face. And I bet you he couldn't believe when he saw this.
7.
How has Ronnie missed that one? Shaun knows the importance of
28.
winning this frame. Just be two behind.
You just wonder with that black that Ronnie missed, whether he thought he'd done all the hard work and just relaxed a touch. You can't relax for a moment at this level, because now he's got to
31.
sit there and suffer. You miss when you're in amongst
33.
the balls and you're asking for trouble, and Ronnie's getting it.
$36.
Brown, blue and pink still needed for a big frame, this big frame. And
40.
perfect on the blue. You can't envisage any mistakes now.
$45.
It's impressive. Yep, he was given the chance, but you've got to knock him in.
And in goes the pink, right to the heart of the pocket. Ronnie O'Sullivan goes off back to the dressing room. Shaun Murphy did what he had to there. Punish your opponent when he makes a mistake. That's the second frame of this second session in the bag. 6-4 though to Ronnie O'Sullivan.
And Murphy's resilience beginning to show, certainly there. But the key shot, Ken, Ronnie's missed black.
Yeah, I was just running off two cushions. Uncharacteristic, really, of Ronnie O'Sullivan, particularly with the frame at his mercy. He's just trying to get on one of those two reds into the opposite middle pocket, and just took his eye off the pot. Sometimes that happens, but at a critical stage of a frame, you try and concentrate more because you know the importance of every shot. Sometimes in the earlier part of the frame, a missed black is not so significant. But a missed black in that circumstance, when the frame is at his mercy, to keep that gap of 4 frames is very significant, and sometimes that can affect you.
John Virgo was saying at the start of this match, Steve, how significant events are in the second session of a best of 25 frames. Are mistakes beginning to be magnified a bit more so than we might have seen yesterday in the session?
I think mistakes these days in modern day snooker are more magnified than they used to be. I think the strike rate that when one player makes a mistake, the other player is going to punish him is more so than it used to be. Obviously, Ronnie O'Sullivan, 6-2 in front, is in a different mental state of mind than he was at the start. He's not, say, he's looking over his shoulder, but he's got that lead to protect. Interestingly, though, Ronnie walked out with his cue. If that's a sign of he wants to do something with his cue. Perhaps it's a tip problem again. And once you start thinking that there's problems with your tip, it's obviously something that's it's so involved in the game that if you're not totally happy with it, you've got to sort of sort it out. But during a game, you don't really want it on your mind.
OK, well, we'll keep our eye on that one. We're also keeping tabs on what's happening on the other side of the Crucible Theatre, updating you with the Selby-Hendry match. Now, this is frame 10, and Hendry, well, a break of 62 early in the match. He missed frame ball, and there was an almighty scramble thereafter. But here he is, Stephen, getting over the line here significantly. So he reduces his arrears. He's 2 frames to 8 behind in this match. And Stephen knows that so much at stake here in this particular match. He has talked about retirement, and of course there is a chance